a little bit of space around you to, you know, spread your wings here. We're going to start off by getting our bodies small as it works for you, and then big, as large as it works for you. And actually, I'm going to take this off here. Um, so just join me, go at your own pace, do this in a way that works for you, but smallest little person you can be, tucking my chin if I was being a good example, and then biggest person I can be, lovely. And really stretch the arms away from the center of your body, step your feet apart a little bit more if you can, love it. Now, smallest, tiniest little ball version of yourself as possible. And then this time we're up on our tippy toes if that's accessible for you. I'm reaching up just as tall as I possibly can here. Nice. One more tiny little ball version of yourself. Nice. And then this time, any way that you would like to be big, you can do that. Beautiful. Let's do some really big arm circles next. Really gigantic. Thinking about taking in a couple of deep breaths as you do this. Big movement just to try and get us a little bit warmer, a little bit more ready to move. Nice. So arm circles are now done. And now I'm going to do a big circle and step out to the side, my left leg. Big circle with my knee going around my hip joint, and then stepping out to the side, the other side. Just alternating sides here. Lovely. And see if you notice anything coming from your body. Any Rice Krispies, snap, crackle, and pop situation you might be having going on. Maybe one side feels a little bit different than the other. Maybe it's just getting your brain going and getting all the parts coordinated together. That's totally fine too. And then the next time you take your really big hip circle and you step your legs apart, leave your feet wide. I'm going to tilt you guys down just a little bit more. Make sure that you can see as much as possible here. So feet are wide now. And I'm just going to bend my left knee and feel that stretch in my right inner thigh. Sinking my hips back as I bend through the knee and ankle here. And then we're going to switch sides. So bending the right knee, right hip, right ankle, all bent. Feeling that stretch through my left thigh now. And then keep your feet wide, and you're just going to alternate at your own pace. Seeing if you could sit down, imagine a little tiny stool behind you. You could sit down. If it helps, you can have hands out in front to help balance you and help keep you feel like you're going to tip over. Hands can also be on hips. Hands can also be on a stable surface. So sometimes having my hands on the desk right in front of me could be helpful. Almost like a ballet bar situation. Friendly reminder to mute everybody. Beautiful. So I don't know about you, but my hips are already feeling a little bit of Rice Krispies going on there. I'm going to step my legs back together. Give myself a little bit of a break here from that really wide leg position that I was in before. Now, friendly reminder that you can always adjust in wide leg positions if it feels a little too extreme for you. Once you start sinking into one side and then the other, you can always walk your feet back in, not illegal. But sometimes you can also angle your toes out and get just a little bit of variety. So let's try that. Feet are not pointing directly towards me or forward unless you had toes angled out before. If you did that, then you're going to take the variety and aim toes towards me as long as that's possible for you. Anybody who had toes aiming straight ahead, angle your feet out a little bit. Now, as my feet are angled out, so toes pointing out a little bit, not straight to the walls on either side of me, but a bit. And then when I'm bending my knee, I still want my knee tracking over second and third toe, so tracking right over the center of my foot. See if I can sink down a little bit deeper, maybe a little less deep, depending on how my body's working today. See if you notice anything. See if it feels better or worse. If it feels worse, course correct. Go back to what feels better. But if it feels like variety, that's a good thing. Lovely. Now, with toes pointed out, regardless of what you did the first time, point your toes out. We're going to go into a deep sumo type squat here. And I'm going to get a nice little twist for my spine by dropping my right shoulder down. And my left shoulder down, twisting the other direction. My hands are on my knees, pushing my knees apart, which can be a nice little assist. You don't have to engage so much with the muscles in your outer hips. You can alternate at your own pace, so you could choose one side and really sink into it. Now, let's say this is not your most comfortable position in the world. You could absolutely slide a chair under you and do this from a sitting position. So don't forget, movement is a choose your own adventure story. You have free will and are welcome to use it. Beautiful. Take one more second or two just to wrap up. Hit the other side if you haven't yet. Lovely. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is some leg swings. I'm going to start off with my legs going forward and back, and then I'll bring my leg out to the side. Okay? So I'm going to hold on to something stable for this. I've got a chair here. You could also use a wall or your desk. And I'm just bringing my foot up, then down, and then back. Try and bring your heel up as high as you can towards the ceiling. This one will be a little harder than when your foot is coming forward. And be intentional as to whether you want your lower back to arch or not. I'll leave it up to you. I tend to be pretty static with my upper body, just allowing a slight arch. You'll also notice that I'm not doing any crazy momentum kicks here. I'm just sort of allowing my body to move through the full range of motion. And that's a good thing, because if we have been really static and sedentary all morning, swinging our body parts around is a way that you can get injury. You want to start off a little more slow and controlled. Let's go to the other side now. So I was standing on my right leg. Now my right leg is receiving the leg swings. And for many people, balance is different on one side of your body than the other. So just be aware of that and respectful of it. Nice. Finish up that last rep there. Now I'm going to bring my leg out to the side. I'm going to start off with toes pointing up towards the ceiling as my leg comes out to the side. Now I could also have toes facing forward. This is an intentional decision to have toes facing up towards the ceiling. But we'll get that variety in too. Beautiful. All right, and now the other side. So now I'm standing on my left leg, bringing my right leg up towards the ceiling. toes pointed up. Can you tell that my left leg is worse for balance for me? It's not hard, but it's definitely worse. Beautiful. One last rep on this side, and then my toes are going to be facing you as I bring my leg out to the side. Now you'll notice I have less range of motion with toes facing you. That's okay. Beautiful. We're going to go to the other side. I just did about 5 reps on my left leg. I'm going to go over to the other side now, toes facing you. And I'm going to go for about 5 reps again. Nice. So now we have a little hip flexor stretch coming for us next. You're going to choose your own adventure as to whether you use the chair or not for this one. If I wanted to use a chair, I would just sort of sit my right butt cheek and thigh onto the chair here, and then extend my left leg back. I believe it's going to be a little easier for you to see if I'm up a little bit higher, so I'm going to demo this standing. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to step my left leg back, tuck my pelvis under like I'm sitting, and already, I should stretch more. Already, I'm feeling a stretch in the front of the left hip, this hip flexor unit here. Now, if you're not feeling a stretch, you could step your feet a little bit wider apart. So your right leg's stepping forward, your left leg's going back. You could tuck your pelvis under a little more, like tucking your tailbone under. You could also check in with your hip bones, making sure that they're square to the wall in front of you. A lot of times that left hip bone will try and drift back a little bit. So squaring up is a good thing. And of course, engaging your lower abs, glutes and hamstrings to really tuck under is another point. So once you find that stretch, we'll just go ahead and play with it. We're going to reach up with the left arm and over slightly. I'm going to drive my left hip bone forward even a little bit more. And just settle in there. You may find that after a couple of breaths, you're able to sink down a little lower or just engage your muscles to tuck the tailbone under a little bit further. Lovely. Whenever you're ready, you can come on out of that stretch and we'll do the other side. This one, I think I'll show you from the front this time. So if you're in a chair, you'll adjust with the chair. If you're standing, you'll adjust that way. I'm stepping my right foot back. Nice big step there. And I'm tucking my tailbone under. I'm finding that stretch with the right hip flexors. And then whenever I found that stretch and I'm ready to settle in a little bit more, I'm going to reach my right arm up and over slightly. Boy, is that glorious. Already, I'm going to take a few deep breaths here. Settling into it, seeing if I can drop in a little more. Lovely. Saying thank you to my hip flexors because of all the sitting that they have to do, and they cope with it. And whenever you're ready, take one last little adjustment, and you're welcome to come out. Now we're at 12:15. If there's anything else that you would like to do to just make this feel complete for yourself, you absolutely have a moment to do that. I'm going to tip forward in just a little baby forward fold here. And I'll come on out of it, take a deep breath, and get on with my day. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic afternoon.